Holy fuck. Holy shit. Holy fuck, dude. Who the fuck are you guys? Out of here. Oh my god. Dude. Yeah, that was a chef's kiss. I There are so many good people in this story. Genuinely good people who have made this like story so meaningful. I know that I'm the catalyst for the actual like a permanent effect for, you know, the result of choice, I guess we'll say. But this story would not be uh as good if it wasn't for everybody who has made it this good. I couldn't have asked for a cooler story to express, and the edits have just been so fucking incredible. Perma, that was amazing. That was incredible. Thank you so much for that. I cannot it just I love the edits so much. Amazing to see how much Flop's characters impacted so many people. Oh man, okay. Can I ask you guys a question? Anybody here not see Better Call Saul but want to? And if so, I want to show a clip of something that I guess I didn't really think about until started going through the story. Okay. I don't want to spoil the ending, and I don't want to say too much. So if you wanna mute for like a minute, now's your minute. Now's your chance. If you don't want it spoiled, but I'll give people like 10 seconds. Okay. Do you guys remember? Yeah, spoiler warning. Do you guys remember the ending of Better Call Saul when Saul is apprehended and all the prisoners, all the people that Saul defended and would literally put his life on the line to defend these people who really didn't deserve good representation, and they all started chanting his name? I thought about that scene when everybody was like, PD's really losing a good one. You were what made the PD. You were like, you know what I'm saying? That, to me, that scene, I feel like unironically, like I chuckled when I thought about it. I'm like, I'm like, I don't want to call it deja vu, but I thought about that scene and thought about how that's what it kind of feels like Flop is experiencing. So that's all I wanted to say. Spoilers over. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. I thought about that. And I don't know. I didn't, you know, I'm not saying that they're directly related, but I feel like it's got the same energy. Bob's so cute. What's up, Anti? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Oh, man. No, seriously. The edit, thank you so much for... Thank you for putting the time into it. I know that the time and effort into doing the edits is a lot, but I really, like, I cannot express just how much I appreciate everybody's support for it. I'm enjoying it, and I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know how it's gonna change things, but I really think that I don't know. I'm looking forward to see where things go. And the more that I'm doing the interactions and conversating, the more it's like, it's just flowing. I don't know. Yo, Crayon, I hope you're doing amazing. I saw you typing before. I was in the middle of talking with RP. But I appreciate you so much. If you gotta go to bed, you do what you gotta do. No, it definitely is, Ali. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely excited. all I really wanted out of this whole thing was to just create something enjoyable for everybody. And if I'm the domino effect to kind of, you know, let other people express their characters, then you know what, man, listen. For the goodness of roleplay and knowing that this makes sense for my character, there's nothing to be upset about. Thank you guys for all the follows and all the support. I really do appreciate it. Hey.
Hey. Well, we got entirely rudely interrupted there.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, I mean, like, I guess, like, to finish it all up, like, at the end of the day, is like, I get you. I mean, I know we've had our differences in the past. And I say past, I mean like the last couple months.
Yeah, sure.
But at the end of the day, is like, I love you, Flop. I only want the best for you. I know you're doing this for a reason, and I know that what you're doing is the best for yourself, and also like our family as a whole. But I mean, I just hope that you're doing something that you want to do, and you're not just doing it for the sake of us. I mean, I know at least in the last couple months we've been having a little bit of trouble, I would say, to say the least. But yeah, I mean, I do hope that you're doing this for yourself. And at the end of the day, is like, I know you have a family, but you know, you also have to take care of yourself first, right? So, I mean, I'm in all support for whatever you want to do. And I mean, I know you don't, you know, I know you weren't really looking for that, but I mean, I guess, like, I know you probably don't care about what I think about it, but
No, I do. Listen, Hank, first off, I love you too. And I appreciate it. Just know that you were just as much a part of this family as anyone else. And I don't want that to be forgotten. I only want what's best for the people I care about. And I have a lot of personal reasons to want to leave that involve the family. But I also have other reasons that involve the PD that absolutely are deciding factors for me. And I think the biggest takeaway from it all is specifically the idea that the place is not what it once was. And the only constant that I have that's been consistent in my life that matters to me is my family, is you guys. And I think me looking after my family and prioritizing my family is, without a doubt, without a shred of doubt, something for me that will make me happier.
yeah.
So,
And I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? I mean, as long as you're happy, and as long as you're doing what you want to do, I mean, I don't think anybody can tell you that you're doing anything wrong or anything like that. I know, I mean, I said it before, but you've been doing this for a long time, so I'm sure it's hard, but obviously you're doing it for a reason. All we can do, you know, as far as like me, Ziggy, and Rue, all we can do is support you, and that's, I mean, at least, I mean, I can only speak for myself here, but I mean, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna support you, whatever you want to do, but just, you know, make sure you're doing something that, you know, you want to do, and you're not doing it for somebody else.
I've never wanted this more for me. And I won't lie, there's other people who I've spoken to who are not part of the family who have helped this decision, but it wasn't because of them that I'm doing it. It's because other people have given me a different perspective to my job that an officer would never know. And when you actually hear what people have to say from maybe an opposing point of view, you realize what side that you stand on. And for me, that side of what I thought was right, when you actually listen to people, is not right. And I'm not saying that the police department's a bad place for that, but there's flaws in that place that don't make me proud to stand by their side.
Yeah.
So,
No, I get you. I mean, I know things change, and I mean, I can only imagine in your sort of work things change in a heartbeat. So, I mean, if you're doing what's right for yourself, then it's right by me. It's right by all of us, and you just keep doing what you're doing. You know, whatever you need, we're here for you.
I appreciate that. And obviously, I reciprocate the same. If you need anything, you let me know. Um, actually, to not to kill a somber moment, but the only thing I need is I need Rue to learn how to apologize to people.
Oh God, that's I just don't think that you can teach her that. I mean, I I based on what I heard last night, like I don't know if you can change that.
Yeah, you might be right. I mean, listen, I've Ziggy said this, and he's not wrong. A lot of people have said this, and I've told other people this, that they had us move out of this island. We had to leave for what, 5 years? We chose to come back. Why we chose to come back, I'm sure everybody has a different say and reason for it. And a lot of us wanted to get back to normalcy. And I think a lot of us are realizing that normalcy doesn't exist anymore. And that our normalcy from 5 years ago is not the same as it is 5 years later. And for me, I've come to terms with that, and my priorities have shifted to the more important things. So,
Yeah.
that'll stay that way. But
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, is like, I mean, you got to do what's right by you.
Absolutely, and I will continue to. I will.
Yeah.
I will say, speaking of, if you happen to see Rue, just check in on her, make sure she's doing okay. I know she needs another surgery, and I've been trying to reach out to her. So I don't know if you were with her when she was at the doctor's.
No, but she called me, or I called her afterwards, I guess, and she was heading up to the house, but she was talking to me about it, and I told her that I'd be there if she needed it, but she went to sleep. So
I gotcha. Well, I'm gonna try and give her a call real quick to see if she's around, so I can talk to her about it. But if you need anything between now and then, text, call, whatever you gotta do, I'll be around. So.
okay, well, sounds good. Let me know if you need anything. Call me.
Yep, sounds good. I will talk to you soon. Be safe, all right?
All right, you as well.
All right, bye-bye.
Later.
Man. Hank a good one, man. Fuck. Hank a fucking good one. He said the L word. He finally accepted flop. Oh my god. Chris, I started watching DTRP back when NoPixel, back when, I started watching DTRP back when NoPixel announced 3.0 was coming back. I was watching Medi's stream when the trailer dropped. Of everyone I've watched, you're one of the few I have to sub to every month. Your RP is amazing, and you've helped a lot of us too. So from all of us, thank you. Benito, I appreciate that so much. That's so sweet. That's honestly like so, oh God. That's really sweet. And thank you tremendously for the support. That is, that means more than you know. That actually means a lot more than you know. I'm very fortunate and very humbled to be in this position. To be able to say that I get to do this. And yeah, it wouldn't be possible without all of you. So thank you. I'm happy to be able to tell the story. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did you know that Flop was in the 3.0 trailer, by the way? I can't find it. Wait, where is it? I'm gonna watch the summit react because I can't find the fucking video. There we go.
To immersive storytellers, and with the 3.
So funny story. The guy that's getting stabbed here is Flop. When they were asking people on the server, when they were making this trailer, they asked somebody, who's somebody that gets hurt a lot on the server? Who's somebody that gets kidnapped a lot? And apparently 2 people stepped up and said, without a doubt, Flop. So when they made the trailer, they included Flop in the trailer, and they just decided to fucking kill him. It's amazing how full circle we've come with 4.0. Oh, man. Yeah. Flop was just a fucking... Yeah. I'm sorry. I expect this to be kind of a long conversation with that burp, but... Yeah, you know what's crazy? How full circle we've come. Flop got slashed in the throat for being just so constant in his just oopsie daisies. And then, you know. God. All right. Let's make it happen. Maybe. Was Asher around in 2.0? I had no idea she's been around that long. Damn, Everett's not answering either. Fuck, man. Everyone's gone, bro. What happened? Oh. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I almost ate shit.
You and Ziggy into?
No, it's not literally.
Yuck.
Though I will say a lot of our lives seem to revolve around shit for some reason, but that's besides the point. Sorry. Are you around to talk?
Yeah, sure. When do you want to meet?
It's up to you, man. I don't really care. I'm on duty, so.
All right, let's go to, let me show Mirror Park Dam.
Where? Mirror Park Dam?
Yeah, Mirror Park Dam.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just at the tail end of Great Ocean here by where Old Seaside Gas was. So I'll be there in like probably 2 minutes.
Okay. I'll see you there.
Yep, I'll see you there. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Conversation with Edward should be good, I think. Has Flop considered joining the Marshals? You might have already answered that though. Considering the current path that Flop is taking, I don't see Flop joining the Marshals, if I'm being completely transparent. I think with everything that's gone on, it would be weird for him to just 180. Oop, hey, actually, I'm leaving the PD to join the Marshals. I never said another character may not join the Marshals, though. Texting is the husband too. Oh man, Eddie. Well, you know who plays Tex? Maybe. Is Chuck coming to town? I don't think Chuck would work in NoPixel. I hear the guy's kind of a fucker. Bob going back to BCSO? You know, I didn't even get a chance to talk about that. Owens burned that bridge and was like 2 months too late. And Flop is like, bro, what are you fucking kidding me? You wanted to poach me? I didn't approach you because I didn't want to be a nosy cunt. What do you mean? Flop's like, I already asked 3 fucking people. There's no fucking way Bones wanted to poach Flop. Even if he did, Flop did what he had to do, and he followed chain of command. And truthfully, this might be an interesting take, but the way that I see it, me personally, I think Flop would look at it as Flop and Bones have worked together for long enough that Bones should know enough to know that Flop doesn't hold a grudge on somebody. And I think that it, you know, yeah, sure, he might be right that it was a failure for Flop to reach out as well as it was for him. But Flop disagrees and thinks that Flop already did what he had to do to reach out. Let's also not forget the sheriff election when Bones didn't respond to a single text that Flop sent him or a single phone call that Flop called him with. Who the fuck is Edward? Edward's not okay. You know what? I'm gonna take a hint and assume this man ejected out of his fucking car. I'm about to go retrace some steps, assuming he came from the yard. He was probably coming off of El Rancho. Let's go see if we can find Edward. Fucking A. What's up, Nini? How you doing? I'm gonna guess he would be coming from this way. Let's take a look. I'll take it all the way down. Would he take popular, or did we think he would just stay on El Rancho? I don't know. Oh, there he is. I could almost guarantee you that's him. I could almost fucking guarantee you that's him.
Oh.
Are you in your gauntlet?
Huh?
Are you in a gauntlet?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I started retracing steps because you didn't answer your phone. I assumed you ejected, and I think I saw you drive by me, so.
Because I'm a god tier driver. What are you talking about?
I thought you ejected. You didn't answer before. I was retracing steps, hoping I could maybe try and figure out where you were.
That is very kind of you. I'm all good. Is it?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll meet you. I'm pretty much on the top of the dam now.
You gotta be fucking kidding me!
Did you just eject?
If I
The sound of my voice?
If I told you how I just ejected, you wouldn't believe me. You would not believe me. You know the fucking bar that comes down? The fucking bar? How did that, what the fuck just happened? I'll see you soon.
Alright.
I have never ejected to one of those bars before. I'm honestly more impressed than anything. Why did that bar just eat us like a fucking brick wall? You above or below?
I'm always on top.
Okay. Okay. I like this spot. This works. Hello.
You're not gonna try and get me for my warrant, are you?
Oh yeah, you have a warrant. No. Fuck, I'm leaving in a week. What are they gonna do? Fire me?
All right.
Okay, I did not like that. This timing thing needs to stop. Anyway. Nope. I'm lighting another cigarette. I don't like that.
Ziggy hasn't timed with you that well in a while, huh?
Oh man, are we gonna fuck by the time we finish this conversation?
That depends.
Okay.
How much spit you got?
A gallon. Anyway, how have you been?
Yeah, I've been good.
Yeah?
I've been really good. Yeah. What about you?
Probably the best I've been, to be honest, but it's so amazing to me. I'm gonna preference this and just say I assume you know about my 2 weeks notice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Haven't heard you mention it, so thank you for not mentioning it to a lot of people. I've had a nice chance to talk to a lot of people. And it's been nice to hear people's actual perspective without hearing it over fucking twatter. But, I put my 2 weeks notice in, and since then, I mean, number one, I wanted to, you know, get that money, but two, say my goodbyes to the few that I think actually deserve to hear an actual goodbye with the actual reasoning. But it's so funny that I'm only enjoying about 2 hours on duty at most. I have enjoyed my time off duty infinitely more than I have enjoyed on duty. And I don't know if it's because it's a change of pace. And I'm sure there's going to be a time where maybe I'll miss the excitement of constantly rushing to places. But the reality is, as of right now, I don't even miss it. And the time I've spent with my family is priceless. And the people that have called to check in on me has been appreciated. And for the first time in more than half a year, in 7 months, I feel somewhat, I don't want to use the word appreciated, but I actually feel like people give a fuck. And I guess I didn't ever realize how blinded I was. Being on duty and being an officer has made me realize how much of a fog we all walk in. And I never realized it to the capacity that I have in the last 2 weeks. Put simply.
If I can ask, what was the moment that made you start to realize all this?
Do you know what happened with Hydra?
Yeah, didn't they kidnap you and fuck you up?
Mm-hmm. I got a cool scar on my neck for it. But yeah, it was Hydra. And like I told everyone else, it's funny because the Hydra thing, I don't hold a grudge on Hydra. They sent a message to the PD. I was an easy catalyst off duty. Oh my God, perfect person for this. I get it. But on the same whim, when it happened, I was calling family to say goodbye because they gave me a phone call. I was honest to God expecting to die that day. And I was scared when I got out of the ICU at first. I was afraid to pull him over. I was afraid to approach him. I really thought that everything had changed after that day. And as the week went on, I had a lot of things come up with the PD and I guess personal that made me look back at what happened with Hydra and what was initially the thought of fear and concern. I look back at it now and I didn't realize what scared me at all. Because I realized after that what scared me the most wasn't the fact that I was kidnapped. Wasn't the fact that I was, you know, I knew where this was going. What scared me the most was knowing that I was going to die, that I was going to lose everything, that it was all going to disappear. My family, my career, everything, over a beef between Hydra and the PD that I knew nothing about. I knew nothing about it. And I still, to this day, don't have the full details as to what it's all about or what it was all about. But then I put it in the perspective of, what if I did die? How is my funeral going to look? Well, let me ask you, Edward, did you go to Aziz's funeral?
Let me answer your question with another question. Who the fuck is Aziz?
An officer I worked with. No more, obviously. But you know who James Rooker is?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'll just
That
lay it
another
out.
cop?
Yep. They both died in the line of duty. You know how many people attended both their funerals?
A handful?
0. You know why?
They were cannon fodder. At the end of it all, that badge didn't matter. Their lives didn't matter. The eternal machine that is the PD and the government continues rolling, and the cog that you think you represent doesn't actually mean fucking anything. That you're all easily replaceable, and you can have your dummy spit. You can say what you want. You can point out all the deep flaws that the government has, that the police have, the hypocrisy of trying to uphold rules while simultaneously breaking them, and they'll just replace you in 2 seconds. Is that why?
Yep. That's quite specifically the point I made to a lot of people. The most fucked up thing to think is that if history repeats itself, I almost guarantee you the most I would have gotten was my face on a whiteboard for a little bit. Most I would have gotten was a little praise. Here lies Flop Dugong for his courageous ability to continuously be blah, 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 blah. And then in 2 weeks, at best, no one would even remember my fucking name. Now, there are a couple stipulations with that. To this day, I still love that job. But what it's become is not the original reason I signed up for. And I was too stupid to see it. I was too busy walking through that fog to see it. Why? Because at the end of the day, it was the uniform. At its core, not a lot changed. Stuff changed, but nothing that was, you know, at face value. But the reality is that a lot changed. That place doesn't have a backbone anymore. It hasn't. And I hate to say it, but so long as people mention it, I don't think it ever will have a backbone. And I think there's a lot of good people there that represent good things. People who I would consider on the wavelength that I operated. I didn't operate on the apprehension. I operated on being a good person to people. I didn't care what your affiliation was. I didn't care what gang you were in. I didn't care what crimes you committed. Everybody has a backstory, and the way that I put it to, I forget who out of the 37 conversations I've had. Everybody judges a book by its cover. Someone wearing a jacket, they see a cut, they see something, and they immediately judge a book by its cover. But not a single person in the PD has learned to flip to page 1 and read the first sentence. And there's a couple people that do. There's a couple people that actually give enough of a fuck to be better than the rest. But when I say a couple, I really mean a couple. There's the bad most definitely outweighs the good. And it wasn't all the PD for why I'm leaving. I'm not one to put my middle finger in the air and, you know, say fuck all of you. You all suck. I hope you all burn in hell and die. Not what I'm about. At the same time, though, as I told other people, I want to go out on my terms. And the terms that I want is that I went into that PD years ago with a smile on my face and a positive energy. And I had a lot of personal things come up, Hydra being one of those, and various other hospital visits and other realizations that I had that instead of going out like everyone else has to say fuck all of you, because let's be honest, that hasn't meant anything ever. I want to go out with the title of saying that I retired happy, because I don't think after that retirement, those feelings are going to stay constant. But if the few that do actually mean something remember me for the good that I did, or the message that I stood for, and I get to retire knowing that everybody gets to remember me as my last breath in that PD was positive, everything else after the fact is it's my show. I'm not doing it to impress anybody. I'm not trying to please anybody. I'm lucky to be alive. And I don't think that a lot of people can say that they had a second chance. But out of about the 6 people that were nabbed by Hydra, I was the only one that didn't catch lead for it. And I consider myself lucky for that. But when I ask myself, if given a second chance at life, what would I change? The job is by far the top of that list. I'm not about to die for a cause I'm not aware of. With people who don't have the common decency to set up an hour-long funeral to give people an actual proper farewell for the hours and time that they spent. It just wasn't worth it.
You know how many people showed up for TJ's last ride? 57 people. 57 people jumped in their cars or on their bikes and rode with us around the city to remember TJ. These are criminals. These are low-life scumbags, whatever else the cops want to call them. And yet somehow they were more human than any badge. That's what you're leaving behind. I guarantee you, you give it a week, a month, a year, they're going to start painting you the villain no matter what you do. You'll be known as that guy that left, that gave up. That wasn't good enough for it. Couldn't make the cut. Was never a real police officer. And I remember you telling me once that there wasn't much difference to the sides. I think you're right. At the end of the day, we're all bad guys. It's just that we admit it.
If that ain't a fucking quote, I don't know what is. Because you're not wrong. There's a lot of problems with the PD, but I think when it boils down and you're scraping the bottom of whatever it boils down to, the PD has a lot of flaws, but they don't like admitting it. And it's not that they don't like admitting it. They don't address them. They don't fix them. And I will tell you, unfortunately, there are problems that even years ago were like the peak problems of that police department. And I have come to terms to realize that a lot of the issues that the PD does have, regardless of who you have, and regardless of the amount of freedoms that place will have, some of those problems will always be a constant. And there is absolutely nothing that will change that. So I think there's a lot of respect to say that you're willing to admit when it's wrong. People in the PD used to tell me that I'm talking years ago, so just grain of salt, but I used to have officers tell me that, you know, it's crazy that I talk to these people, these terrible people. And I told everyone, I said, if I chose to not talk to people that did bad things, I would have nothing outside of this police department. And not only that, but I told people, I said, regardless of how you feel, regardless of what you see, and regardless to how you react to what other people do, people are going to do what they want. And in the context of this, I reference gangs specifically. I said, gangs are going to do what they want, whether you're present or not. If they have something that they need to accomplish, if they have something that they want, they're going to do it. And it's your job to try and stop it. I said, but regardless of your involvement, you have to respect that they have an intended purpose just like you do. You don't have to agree with it, but you have to respect it. And I got shit for that. Oh my God. But I still stand by that. I don't have to agree with something as long as I respect the reasoning. I'm sure you've done things that you did with a purpose that maybe I won't agree with, but I have to respect that you had a reason to do it. And regardless of if I was there with a badge or not, you were probably going to fucking do it.
Yeah. I mean, we have a saying, we're not guilty for the life we live. A lot of us are only in this life because of cops, because of a system that put us down, made us outsiders. A system that, once you fuck up once, it just snowballs, and your chance of getting out of that fuck up decreases constantly. You get a felony, no one wants to hire you. You want an expungement? Try making 50K. Oh, but wait a second, no one wants to hire you. So how do you make the 50K? Best I gotta go do some more fucking crime. Oh, you get caught again. Things get worse. Just piles and piles and piles. The system's rigged against people like me. So we do what we have to, because we refuse to die because of other people's fucking decision. I ain't guilty for any of the bullets I've fired or any of the bodies I've fucking buried. I wouldn't be here if the system wasn't fucking rigged. So every badge that walks around like their shit doesn't stink, they just refuse to see the truth, to hear it. But the one thing that makes me happy every day is knowing that they're willing to die for a life that isn't worth living. And that's where I see the fucking scales tip back in our favor. Because I know right now, if I cop the bullet to the head, I'm dying with a smile on my face. I'm happy. I've got friends, family, purpose. Things that transcend dollar signs, cars, houses. But the one thing I consistently hear from cops isn't that they're doing good, that they're making a difference. That's how much their ego has been fed. That's how fat their bank account's gotten. There's criminals, and then there's the real criminals. And I'm just glad to hear that you're not going to be one of them anymore.
Somebody told me the other day that, and I felt for them because truthfully, I actually have a lot of respect for this person, but they said, I never would have thought I'd be seeing you, leave, but I didn't expect to do this without you. And then shortly after that, somebody else turned around and told me that PD is going to lose a really good one. And that it's going to cause a huge ripple for everybody. And I told that person, I said, out of full respect, if they can't function without me, they were never meant to function. And that's the truth. If I'm the one that people rely on, I appreciate it. I mean, that's a sweet thing to say. That's a nice thing, I guess. But when you look at the bigger picture, out of everybody who wears that uniform, I'm the hill you're dying on. I don't think that that place is meant to function. And I feel for the ones that are actually good, who still believe in what I'm going to call the ethics that I got hired for. The ethics that I got hired for are not the same ones that are around today. And I think a lot of us, including me, really tried to push for a better way to do things. But the reality is that the system will always continue to roll down a hill, and the momentum will continue to build, and there is no way of stopping it. Edbert, I tried to bring things back. I wanted nothing more than to, and I told people this, I said I would love to bring the park rangers back. I'd love to bring back the North. I want to bring back wildlife conservation, because it's what I'm passionate about. It's what I cared about. What I wanted. Ziggy was the reason it ever got born and was brought in. Tessa carried that torch, and the most I wanted was just to say that I was able to have my name on paper, help bring that back. That was all I wanted. And I didn't even want a department for it. I didn't want that recognition to bring back the uniform. I wanted something that people could look forward to. I wanted something that people could enjoy, that didn't involve just constantly going through the city, chasing the same fucking gauntlet at the same laundromat. Because it didn't matter to me. What mattered were the slower times where I got to meet people and actually talk to them, where I got to educate them and actually be proactive to people. I only cared about people. I have a report that I made on the 14th of December, 2023. It is report number 297. We're well over 10,000 reports at this point, 7 months in. In that report, report number 297, I have laws, regulations, animal restrictions. I have the full breakdown methods of fishing, including what I believe should be illegal and what should be legal. And I had that written out with full detail, including interviewing other people who partook in the sport as well as hunting. And I suggested the push for regulation. And in 7 months, do you know how much of that was actually brought in? I'll save you the trouble. None of it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to continue doing